That hurts to look at.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
At least it only costs 10 to send out that mission. 20 for that mission. That's like a fifth of what I got today. Holy shit. Yeah, I think having us actually manually turn that in was a huge mistake. Because if I didn't manually turn that in and it was just a clue on a bar, maybe I wouldn't pay attention. But because they make me come here and put it in my piggy bank, I really notice how much it doesn't move up. If it just instantly awarded it to me, maybe I wouldn't notice how much it doesn't make a difference, but yikes. Does Anima unlock soulbinds? No. Reservoir. I'm sorry, Renown does. You get to you choose your covenant, you get to max level, it gives you your first soulbind. And you can unlock this node at Renown 2, and you can unlock this node at Renown 4, and then you can unlock this one at Renown 7, and this one at Renown 16. And when you get to Renown 4, it also makes available the quest line to unlock the second soulbind. So then you can go do the quest line, and that unlocks the second soulbind, and then you can choose to go here, and then put in you choose these, and then this one requires Renown 10. And then you have to continue the campaign to unlock the third soulbind, and I don't know what Renown level you need to unlock the third quest line. Like, it's Renown X, Renown 10? 20? I don't know. So we don't even know yet whether it's plausible to think that you might be able to get, this Renown 39 before the raid. It's very, very likely that you won't be able to. Third quest line? I don't know. Data mine? Yeah, maybe Wowhead knows. But data mining, again, I have a huge amount of grain of salt for data mining stuff. Because that could be an old build, and, there might be other things going on. It's not reliable. No Braun for first? Maybe. But Braun's fucking shit. Braun just flops up the dead I used Braun for several dungeons last week. If there was any ground effect whatsoever, once he spawned and died half a second later. How do you get renowned? You get renowned from doing this stuff. There's a couple of weekly sources and then you're done. Yeah, Braun is after the last chapter. But you have to unlock the last chapter by getting enough renown to unlock the last chapter. Yeah, we saw him spawn and die before he... Yeah, exactly, before he's melee. Or...
Beware. Beware.
There are so many systems. A guide video for what to do week 1 in this game is going to be an hour long. Acquire your weekly renown. Acquire your weekly souls.
Beware.
Acquire your weekly soul ash. Do your emissaries. It's insane. Yeah, Anima's an item. But instead of clicking the item, you go talk to your piggy bank and it gets positive.
Beware.
Get some gear, right?
Beware.
Do mythic zeros, do heroic dungeons. Renown is so important. It's really important that you make sure you get your refill. Now it looks like it. You just play the campaign
Beware.
because they give you quests to get it.
Beware.
I'll pay more attention next week to it. You swap covenants, yes. They have not yet implemented whatever system they are going to implement for going back. So if you choose Carrion, you can change to Night Fae, and then you can change to Venthyr, and then you can change to, Necrolord. Feel Shen running so slowly. Maybe the bell is the solution to all of our problems. Just always bell all the time. Working on the rating channel, so much to learn. There's a huge amount to learn. The written guide would be several, probably 10 pages longer. The video that I've been talking about earlier is going to be cool. And maybe
Beware. Beware.
Look at all these poor people trying to do the layers. How much difference do they buy A3?
Beware.
Of course, because there's a difference between the very first iteration and the third. How many characters are you level for raid opens? I don't know yet. My answer will depend on what the guild says. If the guild decides 3, I'll do 3. If the guild decides 4, I'll do 4. If the guild decides 1, I'll do 3. If the guild says 6, I'll do 6. Which is going to be a complex decision. There's 2 different variables at play. First, how many characters do you want to have plausibly ready for mythic progression? Which is a different answer than how many characters do we think we need to have in order to do as many splits as we want in order to get as much gear as possible for progression? Which depends not only on our own internal motivation and what's plausible, but also how much help is it likely that we'll be able to get from community helpers who come do splits. Normally you want to be able to do, say, 6 splits. right? So that you only have 4 mains in each run, and you're funneling an entire raid worth of loot into just 4 players. Do we need to have 6 characters in order to do 6 splits? Or do we think with only 4, we'll still be able to fill them by using community members to trade them? Using community members usually results in lower quality splits. They're harder to complete, you do fewer bosses, and you trade a little bit less loot, because not all the community members will have done all of the work that we will have done.
Beware.
To maximize the degree to which we can trade loot. So it's a balancing act versus it's comparing how much work do we want to put into split characters that won't be plausibly used for the progression, which means we're diluting the work being done into main characters that would, and how much of a power loss is that dilution? Which partially depends on how many infinite grinding systems there are. In BFA, every hour you spent on an alt that wasn't your plausible progression character was lost power that you could have obtained more AP on. You could have potentially obtained an additional neck level on. Maybe that's not the case this time. Maybe there's a cap on what you can get done on your main, and past that number of hours you can spend additional hours working on additional alts to do more high quality splits.
Beware.
I just don't know the answer. Scripe and Roger and Just Wait and Potter and the officers will talk about it, and they'll probably talk about it with the raiders too, and be like, based on what we've seen in the beta, we think that it'll be plausible to have 3, classes completely ready for mythic progression, and then another 2 that are ready for heroic, and then we'll be fine. I don't know. Wouldn't most of what the non-mains would be an upgrade for them? Yes, it would. But then they can trade everything that falls drops from that slot. So you engineer the splits in order to have, say that the 4 people you're trying to gear up in a split really want a trinket off of boss number 6. You have everyone in the raid try to get that trinket off of a similar item level trinket off of boss number 1, so that when the trinket drops for 2 guys on boss number 6 at a rate of 30, they can give it to our 2 mains that actually need it. You have every single helper in the raid. You have 25 people in the raid roll on a boss with a trinket, and several of them will get it. Right? We did this in IRL. We did in a split. You killed Mythic Rathion 3 times in a row, and everyone coined it 3 times in a row, trying to get that trinket on every single person, so that when a subsequent trinket dropped that was dramatically higher value, they could trade it. You can do the same thing with weapons. You didn't really get Paladin. People are so hysterical about betas. Tried Holy Paladin raid? Yeah, every raid testing I play Paladin. Leveling doesn't be terrible. It doesn't. It seems quite plausible that you could level a bunch of characters. And how much time can you spend advancing each character each week? It's actually quite limited, other than the enormous Torghast time investment. That's going to be the main constraint on how many characters we want to keep up. But since an infinite progression system isn't in play like there was with Islands, it isn't the case anymore that getting a character ready for heroic splits literally diminishes your ability to invest more time into your main. It doesn't cost you main power to get a heroic split guy ready. So it's possible that we might require 4 to 6, because that does result in faster and smoother and better splits, rather than relying on community members. And the more splits you do, the more item level you gain. That's a direct translation. The more splits you do, the fewer mains are in each run, and the more loot is funneled into each individual main. That's absolutely more splits equals higher item level in mythic progression. And the more characters each raider has, the more splits you can plausibly manage to do with community help. I might be an advocate of more characters this time because of that. Because without islands, always being there that you can commit extra time into on your main, there's a limit to what you can do on your main to get power. The first couple weeks before that, there's literally a limit to what you can do. You do your capped Torghast, you do your capped Renown, you do your mythic zeros, and then you log off and go outside. Not in my build. You level another character and do it again. How strong are Paladins in raid? About an 8.6. You all have to do the 6 story quests. No. Are you going to do more than the Paladin? Maybe. I don't know. I've only done that in one tier because in that tier was so unbelievably obvious what class I was playing. Surprised you don't have designated skill players. Players of legitimate support. Like in the guild specifically for that purpose? No, I don't know if anyone really does that. The last 2 tiers, we've had tons of community members who are willing to help. Lego, thank you so much for the 2 months. I really appreciate the support. I'm very grateful for what you guys enjoying the stream. Thank you. Lack of Titan Forging positively impactful for gearing? Yes. Yes, it makes it easier to rely on things when it should. You don't have to worry about something in Warforging 5 item levels and not being tradable. That's horrible. Hey Fracky, how you doing? You would do that? Well, every tier we ask people to do that. I don't know that they would need to like be in the guild with us, right? Playing some D&D? Awesome, hope you're having fun. On level 2, on layer 2, I think I'm just going to try to book it to the end of each map and get the hell out. Fuck, this is the wrong way. I guess I got a Paladin.
How much fun are you having? A lot of my life. It's great.
Run away, little girl! Run away. Beware.
Fuck it.
Can you select layer on the screen above plus one level completed? No, you can't. You can only do the next one. This is the way out. We need to eliminate leveling battle pets. That's tomorrow's project.
Run away, little girl! Run away.
What's going on? I'm using the bell to run as fast as I can to the end of the floor and then skip on instead of trying to clear the entire floor. You clear the entire floor if you're really, you need more powers to do the higher
Run
floors.
away, little girl.
But on layer 2, I shouldn't need them, so I'm just trying to get it done as fast as possible. Hey, Wishkin, how's testing? Doing it is really good. Which way is the way out of here? This way? Ooh, I think that hit me. Yeah. Okay. Can't just run through. Figure anything about the layers? They suck. That's the main thing we've discovered so far is they suck. It's like about 48, 42, 42. It'll be after the introductory quest. It'll be 42, 42, 42 if you have 3 characters. Well, no, it'll be 42 for the first. It'll be 42 total across 3 characters for the first 3 weeks because you can only do 2 wings per week. So week 1, you do your introductory 6, and then you do 14 more on each character. These guys blowing up. Each week you're gonna have to do 14 per character. Until you finish the rotation. And then you only have to do the last layer. It's still gonna be like 20 hours of work week 1, week 2, and week 3 just doing core tasks. Yeah, that is assuming you can actually do them all. I should have gotten all right. Hoping we don't be doing all week 1, just depends on the tuning off the scene. Currently I'm using Keen. Maybe they'll make it sufficient hard for me. Running to the end, boys. I believe we're gonna make it. Give me my power. I want the power. Whee! You're gonna die on the loading screen. Yikes! Oh no! I died on the loading screen. That ain't cool. Wait, I've only got 2 deaths left. Almost impossible for them to scale the things from doing layer without a timer. Is that true? I went the long way around. I'm just gonna bot help me run. Can't handle that anymore. Crickety frats. If I had health bot, I could have, but I still have 5 seconds left on health bot. Maybe if I don't get phased, I can do it? It's just a huge difference in this Wait, I actually did kill him. Fuck. Oh, I didn't even collect any phantasm to buy powers. The first few layers you can kind of just search for, but after that it gets hard. I don't have any more, but after that it gets hard.
Yo. How's it going? 9 minutes left. Motherlode, right? I mean, it's pretty late. Admittedly. Hang in there, man. You're almost done.
I don't have any more stops to stop him from doing the quick reveal. making some of the debuffs a permanent, there's one mob on some boards that if you get hit by something, it's a permanent debuff. And I'm fine with that, right? Because he always drops an option to clear your permanent debuffs. So if you play him well and you don't get hit by anything, then you get an extra power. And if you play him poorly, then you just kind of waste the power. Yeah, if you die too many times, you're done. But you can try again. What Box is saying is he thinks you'll be able to, no matter what you do, eventually figure out how to finish it, because you can just keep getting different starting floors and different starting powers.